I just wanted to make a quick video to thank everybody for coming out to Corvettes at Carlisle, coming by, stopping to say hi, talk car, check out Overkill, and thank you for the people that bought merchandise. That really helps. I really had a good show, and it was a success because we had got the car running and driving. So I literally got the car running a week before I took it to Carlisle, and I drove it for the first time the day I drove it onto the trailer, Wednesday of Carlisle. So we were cutting it a little bit close. But again, I just want to thank everybody. I enjoyed building the car, put a lot of work into it. I definitely got burnt out working on the car, which is why I put a number on the car at Carlisle, because everybody kept asking what I want for the car. So I just threw a number on it to see if anything would stick. And I'm currently potentially working on something right now. So you have to see more details coming on that later in the future. But right now, I just want to tell you that it was definitely worth building the car. It was a lot of work. And for all the haters out there, I'd like to see what you can do in 3 months. I know the car is not perfect, but that was the whole goal, was just to take something that no one had done anything with in 40 plus years and build it 3 months, enjoy it, and definitely turned a lot of heads, and it was a lot of fun to rip around. And it was running and driving at Carlisle. I'm sure some of you saw it putting around, but it was a lot of fun. I want to take a second to thank everybody who made this build possible, and everybody always asks where I get my new and used parts from, so I wanted to thank all those people. So first off, I want to thank my buddy Jimmy for helping me find all the used parts on Facebook Marketplace. That's where I got the car. My buddy Bill Keller, Matt Kettering, and then Mike Lemick at Full Blown Chaos. They helped me find a lot of the other body components for the car. I'd like to thank Corvette World. Jared over there helped me get a lot of the reproduction parts for the car. So he's a great guy, family-owned business, good to support them. Zip Restorations, I got some parts for them. Obviously the Roadster Shop, I got a chassis from them. They met up with their end of the deal, getting me the chassis whenever I needed it, and it turned out awesome. Love that product, and I can't wait to use more. My buddy Tom Payne over at Vet Masters, I got some of his vent windows that fit in the car perfectly, and then I'm also going to install a couple pairs of his quarter panels that he makes on a couple cars coming up here soon. Stinger fiberglass, not quite sure what is going to end up with the company, but I used their front end and a whole bunch of other parts on this car and many other cars. Rhodes Performance Machine, they put the engine together for the Misfit, and now the 67 Overkill, and that thing rips. Also Silver Sport transmissions for the Tremec TKX. My buddy Greg and Rick, they helped me out with some parts that I needed last minute. Obviously Mid-Year Maddie, my fiance, came in there and helped me get the chassis together, get the body on front end, and she was just lending a hand trying to help out wherever she could. And I also want to thank everybody who watched these videos, helped make this build possible. I don't make a lot of money. I don't know if a lot of people realize that. I don't make enough money off of YouTube to support the projects. I actually don't make enough money to pay for the time it takes to edit the videos. So I actually lose money making YouTube videos, if that makes sense. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but I'm not getting rich off of YouTube, so all these builds come out of my pocket, unless someone else is fronting them. But most likely, if you're watching these videos, it's out of my pocket, and it's just with some play money. This build was on a budget, and it was fast-paced just to get it done, and that's why, you know, we're gonna move on to a new project, and to move on to a new project, we have to say goodbye to some other projects. So I hope to bring some new projects coming in here, and I have to catch up on the center field 65, so let's get back to the shop. So here's the aftermath. After my prep for Carlisle, there's just stuff everywhere, tools everywhere, there's a lot of dust on the cars and everywhere. So I need to do a real good deep clean, put the tools away, reorganize, figure out, you know, where I stand, and then I need to get the frame out over here, dig this car back out, and it's time to finish up the cage now that I have all the windshield frame pieces. And then let's start getting the fiberglass work going, get the firewall in, rockers, front floor pan, get the rear quarters stripped off, start removing some paint, and getting the rear clip on. So there's a ton of work to do with this thing, and I want this thing to be front and center now, so I'm gonna put it over here in this bay. But I wanted to show you, I also dug out a chunk from the Misfit. So you guys remember, I cut the car, the front end in half. I ended up using part of this inner fender to fix Hunter's 63. I used the bottom part of this to help a friend Brad fix his car. Today I just cut a chunk of this off to help a friend who's making a removable battery tray cover. And then I have another friend I met at Carlisle that he needs this area to fix his inner fender where the hood prop goes. So I'm just gonna cut this piece off and ship that to him. So I don't throw, even though I should, I don't throw a lot of stuff away, but just this one chunk of front end is helping 4 people in their projects. So got to do a lot of cleanup here. I'll show you what it looks like whenever we're ready to rock and roll. and then eventually we'll get Overkill back in here. And it looks like Overkill left her mark in here. That's a pretty, yep, that's a pretty sizable footprint. So I guess the posi works. Yeah, I guess I was pulling out or backing in. I don't know what was going on there, but I left a little mark, so can't forget about Overkill. So I did a lot of rearranging in here, and now it's really open, a lot of free space for activities. And I have center field sitting in the middle of the shop in its own bay. But also, conveniently, I got my red headliner and the one reverse light I was missing for Overkill in a week and a half after Carlisle. So that's convenient. I'll just leave those on the shelf for a while because I'm focusing on this car now. So that's about gonna wrap it up for Overkill. There's a couple more videos still coming up on that, and I've been working on the center field 65 convertible, getting back on that, and I have about a month's worth of video waiting to be edited. So I'm pretty far ahead on that. You guys have a lot of catching up to do, but hopefully in the next week or two, there'll be plenty of videos coming up on that, and you'll see that thing come back to life. And that thing's also probably been off the road for 30 plus years. So it'll be exciting to see that thing come together, and I got a lot of work to do, and I'll catch you guys later.